Braves Country. I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, Strike two! Fraud! Cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered fraud. But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go, and now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show Braves Country Today just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love you.
Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavin. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitcher's lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young. The game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Rama-Lama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024.
Can't smoke like me, so don't try and be like me. Let's party together. You can't drink like me, you can't smoke like me, so don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won Baseball World Championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-1 lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone!
Swung line drive left field. One run is in. Here comes Breen. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball!
Down a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Citizens Bank in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing second base for your Atlanta Braves, it's Whit Merrifield. 4 home runs, 13 RBI, 16 stolen bases, batting .223. Batting second, playing right, it's Jorge Soler. 17 home runs and 52 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .234. Batting third, Marcell Ozuna. 37 home runs, 98 RBI, batting .308. Matt Olson, batting cleanup, straight off a 2-home run night, has 25 home runs, 76 RBI, a .234 clip. Ramon Laureano is in left field and batting fifth. 8 home runs, 20 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .249. Michael Harris II will be patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves and batting sixth. 8 home runs, 30 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .245. Orlando Arcia is at short and batting seventh. 13 home runs, 39 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .225. Sean Murphy, back behind home plate, is batting eighth. 7 home runs, 16 RBI, batting .216. And Gio Urshela is back in the lineup after a slight groin pain. He's batting ninth. 5 home runs, 39 RBI, batting .245. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, it's Ronaldo Lopez Day. Ray Lowe, 7-4 with a 2.02 ERA. 1.18 whip, 115 innings pitched, 119 strikeouts versus 96 hits allowed, 41 walks, and 7 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with the tough southpaw, Ranger Suarez. 11-5 with a 2.82 ERA and a 1.06 whip. He's got 124 innings pitched, 122 strikeouts, 104 hits allowed, 28 walks, 9 home runs served. Backing up Ranger in the bottom of the first inning, the designated hitter, Kyle Schwarber. 28 home runs and 82 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .242. Trey Turner batting second, playing short. 14 home runs, 47 RBI, 14 stolen bases, batting .303. Bryce Harper is batting third and playing first. 26 home runs, 76 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .278. Nick Castellanos batting cleanup and playing right. 19 home runs and a .250 average. He has 73 RBI and 5 stolen bases. Bryson Stott batting fifth and playing second. .241 average, 9 home runs, 47 RBI, 28 stolen bases. Batting sixth, JT Realmuto is behind home plate. 10 home runs, 36 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .265. Brandon Marsh is in left field with 14 home runs, 51 RBI, 15 stolen bases, a .246 clip. Sosa is at third. Alec Bohm out of the lineup. No word yet on the extent of his injuries. He was not placed on the IL. Could be going for more scans this weekend. He has 6 home runs, Sosa, 27 RBI, 7 stolen bases, batting .267. And Johan Rojas is in center field, batting ninth. 3 home runs, 28 RBI, 21 stolen bases, batting .246. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Paul Clemens. Your first base umpire is Adam Hamari. Second base will be manned by Edwin Moscaso. And down the third base line, it's Vic Carapazza. Temperatures tonight in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, are expected to be around 72 degrees at first pitch, dipping into the high 60s by the end of the game. The wind is blowing in from right center field at 7 to 8 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves come in 73-61, 12 games over 500. The Phillies 79-55. Atlanta Braves are 6 games behind the Phillies in the National League East, 3 above the Mets in the wild card race. Philadelphia is minus 140 on the money line. Braves plus 120. The over-under is 7.5. We'd like to thank all the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today. And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Phillies Game 2 of a 4-game set. Happy Labor Day weekend to everybody in Braves Country. Hope you're finding somewhere cool and something cool to enjoy. Atlanta looks to try to win the weekend, stay atop that last wild card spot. New York Mets are facing the Chicago White Sox in Chicago. We'll keep you up to date as the game goes on, along with the rest of the relevant scores in the Major League Baseball postseason race. Our pick to click tonight is Jorge Soler. He's 3 for 11 lifetime versus Suarez with 2 home runs and 4 RBI. We'll take your Atlanta Braves to win a low-scoring pitcher's duel. Give me Atlanta to win this one 4-1. Raylo on the mound, so we got the Raylo emoji kicking in the chat for you Country Club members, along with the Big Bear and Solar Power. It's time to warm up those chop arms, Country Club. Braves Country, get your game face on. Let's tie this series up before we hit the weekend.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves Country.
Good evening, Braves country. How is your Labor Day weekend beginning, y'all? I see the Beeve in the chat, Country Club member. I see Nathaniel Brooks in the chat, Country Club member. Thank goodness I see John in the chat. Jason says he's sorry. Long story. We see Barry in the chat. Welcome in, Barry. And to answer your question earlier, I believe Jason said it was Barry, but anyways, we don't kick people out of the chat for pulling for another team. The main thing across the board is, with our admins, especially the ones behind the scenes, they want everyone to be kind to each other. Whether it's anyone on our station or if it's anybody in our chat. We want people to play nice, be kind, and all that kind of stuff. But we don't get overly into it. It's just when the nonsense gets too much. Good evening, Willis, John, B. I'm starting back over because Jason wanted me to address that. Barry, let's see here who we have here. I'm trying to scroll through this quick because we're coming up on first pitch. Play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. If you're listening on to one of the, I hear tonight, it's 22 different radio stations across the United States and abroad. You can find us on youtube.com/@Braves Country, or just search for Braves Country Radio. Who else do we have here in the chat? Daryl, Billy Sanford. Billy, did you join? You asked about it. We sent you. I don't know if you joined, but you need to join if you're going to join, because the Fantasy Football League is coming up big time, and it is we got the draft tomorrow. We got the draft on Monday, but they're filling up, and I don't think we're going to do another one. This will be the 6th league that we've done. The other 4 were not for YouTube channel. We did them for a couple of the radio stations and whatnot. So if you're going to join. If you want to join, DM us at the Braves Country Radio on Facebook, and we'll send you the link, or you can email us. The email is on the page, Mac Magee Sports, if you want to look up the spelling at Yahoo. Okay. Who else do we have in here? All right. I think we're just about caught up. If not, if we missed you, throw us in there. We see Thomas from the Facebook page. Thomas, jump on into the YouTube page. That's where everybody hangs out at, unless you got other things to go. We are just about set for pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. And yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. Scoreboard here will take a second to populate, but once it does, we're going to get the AI going. The 0-1, outside wide, Ranger Suarez versus Merrifield. Lefty-righty matchup. The 1-1, swing, swats it back, foul. 1-2. Once the scoreboard lines up and gets going, or the 3D gets going, we will switch over. Just have to line it up with what you'll see on the screen. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, slice, foul again. We'll do it again. So Suarez quickly ahead in the count. Merrifield trying to make him work. Suarez, a ground ball pitcher, gets a decent strikeout rate as well. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase that one off the edge, 1 away. 1 down. That'll bring Jorge Soler to the plate. Soler, we picked him to click because he does have 2 home runs against Ranger. Of course, that was, I believe those were all before this year where he's had just an incredible year. First pitch on the way, 92 up top. It's 1-0. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. Top of the first inning. I guess Kyle is in the chat as well. Hello, the 1-0. Swatted back foul, hanging curveball, but the outer edge, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Suarez, left-hander. The Phillies are wearing their god-awful City Connect jerseys. Is the 1-1 right inside, 1-2. Braves are in their classic road grays. Blue caps, wide A. The 1-2 to Soler is way outside wide, 2-2. With that being said, I do like the Philly hat they're wearing down the City Connects, but the jersey, the pants, all that's just awful. The 2-2 brings it. Caught looking inside, strike through at the sinker. Might have been a touch inside, but with 2 strikes, you got to swing to away. The biggest problem I have with the Philly jerseys, not only, the whole blue and mesh, and it looks like electric blue from something around the 80s, but the other thing is they mix that with black pants and yellow, and those are the colors of the city of Pittsburgh. So what the hell is Philadelphia doing? I'm convinced a Steeler fan created them. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna, swung on, fouled straight back. It's 0-1. Think of all the City Connect jerseys. They may be the worst. The 0-1 to Marcell. Kicks and fires. Up top, 92. Did he go around? They checked down the line. He did not. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Raylo on the bump for the Braves tonight. Alec Bohm is not in the lineup if you're just joining us. The 1-1. Swung on and chopped that. I think that got a piece of Marcel's right leg. Bohm not in there tonight. He's not been placed on the IL. They are going to do further imaging. They're hoping he's day-to-day. He missed it last night. He took a swing. The ball didn't hit him or anything. Took a swing, and all of a sudden he grabbed his arm. And so the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. Well, Ranger Suarez is doing Ranger Suarez things to the Braves. We'll be back in a flash. Raylo's turn here in the first.
Are you okay, pal?
I had a rough day on the job.
Are you going home now?
I was about to.
Well then, you just fulfilled the first rule of law enforcement. Make sure when your shift is over, you go home alive.
Well, there's been so much going on. We have so much to talk about tonight, so let's just get right to it. Alrighty.
I'm not going to whitewash it. I let my church down, and I let my family down.
And didn't we let something else down, like our trousers?
Armchair. I was talking to one of my husband's friends, and he was telling me about how he went and got his son a game system and some games or whatnot so he could take it over to his mother's house and so they could play games and stuff while he's not at his house. So anyway, he messaged him the other day and said, "Hey son, you want to play Call of Duty?" So the son messaged him back and said, "Mom took my game system away." So of course he goes and texts the ex and he said, "Why'd you take my son's game system away? What happened?" And she said, he won't let his brothers play with him, so I took it away. And he messaged her back and said, "I bought that game system. That's his game system. He don't have to share. Give it back to him." And she said, "Well, in this house, we do share." So she said he said that he texted back and said, "Oh, well, that's crazy because you got 4 kids in the house that don't share the same daddy, so give it back."
The best of us keep as much of that childhood with us as we grow into adulthood as we can muster. And the most creative, the most happy, the most fortunate of us are those who don't lose the sense of play. And even after we're past the point of being able to actually play the game with any skill, if we love it, then it's like Peter Pan. We remain boys forever. We don't die.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. So with that being said, Sosa is playing third base again tonight for the Phillies. First pitch on the way to Kyle Schwarber is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. I think we've got it figured out. Here we go. The 0-1 righty-lefty matchup. Comes set. Brings it. Down below the knees. 1-1. Schwarber batting .242 with 28 home runs, 82 RBI, and .827 OPS. The 1-1 swing pops it back foul. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. Bottom of the first inning, Braves went 1-2-3. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the bender on the outer edge. One away. That was a nasty curveball. One of the best ones I've ever seen him throw to a lefty. One down. Trey Turner comes to the dish. Stands in and takes the four-seam fastball up high. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Comes set. Kicks and fires. Right down the pipe. 95 miles an hour. 1-1. 1-1 count. Turner batting .303 with 14 home runs and 47 RBI. The 1-1, 96 at the knees. The same spot, the same exact spot that he called a strike to Soler and did not give it to Turner. Unbelievable. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, chopped over to third. Should be an easy play for Gio. Babyface Gio fires it over to first and just gets Turner. He's going to have to hurry those throws just a little more. Kind of took his time. Turner, not only can he fly, he always hustles. Had kind of a two-hop. He might have had a hard time getting a glove on it. Man, that is close. I mean, that is really close. They may, I guess they won't challenge it. Remember, this came up the other day. Snicker was furious with the opposing manager because you have you can't wait all day to challenge it. First pitch on the way to Harper, swung on, smoked into the corner. That's going to be a 2-out double for the Philadelphia Phillies. Harper sitting dead red on that first pitch, and he's drilled it into the corner. It was a hanging curveball. That one got way too much on the inside. Kind of fortunate that it wasn't a run. Those hangers like that, Harper will send over the seats. One on, 2 outs. Last night's hero, Nick Castellanos, stands in at the plate. They had a couple of heroes, him and Brandon Marsh. First pitch. Slider down and away. It's 1-0. 2 outs, so can't imagine Harper would be a threat to steal third. Doesn't want to get thrown out and kill the rally. He does have a pretty good lead, though, the 1-0. Down and away, ball 2, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Bryson Stott stands on deck. Two-0 pitch from Raylo brings it. Slider just grabs the outer edge of the corner. Nick Castellanos batting .250, 19 home runs, 73 RBI. 7.27 OPS. The 2-1 pitch. Four-seam fastball misses the zone by plenty. 3-1. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. Just getting going here in the bottom of the first inning. The 3-1, 97 up top. That hit the zone, but a terrible job. What in the hell? Either Murphy and him got, I think Murphy was expecting a bender, and the way he framed it, he didn't get the call. That ball hit the middle of the corner, the top right-hand corner. But Murphy had to swing his glove up, so one of them was wrong on what kind of pitch it was, and it cost Atlanta. First pitch on the way to Stott is outside wide. It's 1-0. Get it together, Murphy. Get it together, Raylo. Situation like that, you got to go out there and talk to him immediately and find out what's going on, because evidently they went on a different set of signs with the runner at second. The 1-0. Bender for a strike. It's 1-1. Bryson Stott, 241, 9 home runs, 47 RBI. But I swear this guy hit 700 against the Braves. He just always seems to come up with big hits against Atlanta. The 1-1. 97 right there. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. I mean, seriously, at this point, that pitch right there, Murphy was sliding to the outside and he got double backed in. It's the fourth time this inning. The 1-2. Swing. Fouls it down the line. We'll do it again. If Murphy's not going to take it upon himself to go out there, Abreu needs to go out there and talk to him. Just to go out there and say, guys, what signs are we using? Because 4 times in this inning, it appears that they were on different wavelengths. The 1-2. Swung on, chopped back towards the mound. Raylo's got it. Flips it to first. Bad throw. Good catch. Almost an injury situation there. But Olsen will step on the bag. Olsen had to lean into the base paths. Vinny Pasquiani, Vinny P as they call him, from the Royals, is going to miss 6 to 8 weeks from a plate just like that.
If you don't have cable, you're going to be forced to, like, read or something, man. You're going to get cable fast.
Yeah. I mean, it's been rough.
What city did you just move to, Wilbanks?
Houston.
With somebody listening, if anybody's in Houston, please call in. We need to get Wilbanks some cable so we can watch the game tomorrow. Let's start the Santa party.
Or at least do the man a solid and, like, leave your windows open so that he can peek in at the Super Bowl.
The strange guy outside your house watching the game, he's with us. Don't worry.
Armchair.
How much does a wedding ring have to cost?
Baby, it could be $50. It really doesn't matter. I just want to be in love. I want to be genuine. I want a happy, healthy marriage. So the ring, I mean, what the cost of the ring, it really doesn't mean anything because it's not like I'm going to go sell it. But the ring is just a symbol of my commitment to my man. So however much he can really afford, whatever he feels like he wants to give me, I think that's better than, listen, these hoes have 3 kids but no marriage. So I'd rather the ring and my man than the cost of it. That don't matter to me.
So, like, he could give you a ring pop and you would...
Baby, take me to the courthouse with that ring pop. Thank you. Hello.
In 1878, more than 8 million bats were sold in the United States, and players often rode to the ball field in painted carriages, singing team songs. Men who were crazy about baseball were called bugs and cranks. Women who shared their excitement were cranklets. Later, they would be called fans, short either for baseball fanciers or fanatics.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country baseball. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson, who hit 2 home runs last night. Is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty lefty kicks and fires. 93 out wide. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Brings it. 87 down and away, 2-1. Thanks for smashing that like. Did that pretty quickly tonight. The 2-1 pitch. Down and away, all 3-1. Hit that century mark, so you take down the sign. Please like and subscribe today. So 3-1 to Olsen. Pitch on the way, swung on, slice foul. It's a sinker right down the pipe. Full count. Matt Olsen hit his 13th and 14th home run of the year, or of his career, in Citizens Bank Park last night. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. Got him with the changeup, 80 miles an hour on the inner cut, one away. Matt's shaking his head. He knows that was a hanger, but he just mistimed it. Probably was expecting the slider on that pitch. So one down. Ramon Laureano takes 75-mile-an-hour bender outside wide. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. 21st pitch of the night for Suarez. Kicks and fires. 2-0. The 2-0 count. Atlanta nothing. Philly nothing. The pitch. Down and in, ball 3-0. Braves yet to have a on base. Have a man on base tonight. The 3-0 to Laureano. Taking it all the way. Sinker at the knees, 3-1. Good take by Laureano. The 3-1 count. Brings it. Swung on, fouled straight back. 3-2. So a full count now. Laureano takes a really quick timeout. Notices about Laureano. He'll take his timeout, but he doesn't really get out of the box much. The 3-2. Swing, fouls it back. We'll do it again. He's had a couple of good at-bats last night where he really made the pitcher work and almost timed up a couple. I'm just expecting sometime this series Laureano to go yard. The payoff pitch, caught looking, strike three. My word. 2 away. Suarez and JT Realmuto definitely have a better game plan than whatever Seitzer's put together so far. Because they are zigging while everybody is thinking that they're zagging. Michael Harris II comes to the plate, batting .245. First pitch, swung on, chops it over to second. That'll be an easy 4-3 put out. Michael Harris now 1 for 19 lifetime against Ranger Suarez. I can't for the life of me understand why he was in the starting lineup. 1 for 19. That'll end the inning. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Mac Magee
and I, we're on the same team.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
And we need more players. We need you to help us win the battle against hunger and poverty. You can sponsor
Braves Country Radio.
Teamwork is what
the Country Club for Braves Country Radio
is all about. And that's why we need you. For just $15 a month.
Don't get greedy. Ask for $2.99.
You can sponsor a child just like
Braves Country Radio.
I've been able to really help
Braves Country Radio.
And it feels so good. It's so easy. Just reach out now and start sending your love around the world.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
If you join our team, we really can bat 1,000.
Mac Magee.
Who's waiting for help. There's room on our team for you.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio, Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves, Philadelphia Phillies. There's some dark clouds in the distance. They weren't calling for much of a chance of rain, but we'll have to see how that plays out. The wind is blowing now from right to left field at a pretty good clip. Looks like it's straight side to side, but I'm sure if you can get one into that wind, it's going to cause some problems. It could blow it out, as according to Brian Snicker. That's what happened last night. The wind got a hold of it. Or it may knock it down depending on which way you're going. But straight right field to left field, you can see the wind really starting to pick up. First pitch on the way to JT Real Muto is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Real Muto batting .265 on the year. The 1-0 brings it. Misses inside 2-0. So a 2-0 count. It's gone slider four seam to start at the 2-0 pitch. Swing, pops it back foul. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. Dexter saying that he took the over 6.5. I don't know if I would have done that in this one. The 2-1 swung on, chopped it over to first. Olsen stands on the bag, one away. It's going to be a tough one to get. The over under was 7.5. So obviously, if you took it at 6.5, it's on minus money. But there's a reason for that. Suarez always pitches the Braves well. Lopez has pitched well against the Phillies so far. And the Braves bullpen is pretty well rested. Phillies had to use a little bit last night, but they didn't use a whole important players on the Wednesday game where they were blown out against Houston, and they blew out Houston on Tuesday. So their bullpen's pretty well rested. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. They are expecting Alvarez, their lefty specialist, to be ready to come back to the team by Sunday, is what was being reported this afternoon. The 1-1. Up high, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. They said they expected him to throw a bullpen session today, and then if everything went well, that he would be good to come back to the team by Sunday. The 2-1. Swing, lifts it into left field, coming over. Man, oh man alive. That ball attacked Ramon Laureano. He's going to hold him to a single because I think Marsh thought that it was getting caught. That ball was a dying quail, and I don't know if the wind had anything to do with it. But he was coming in on it. It kind of came at him. Yeah, I think that wind is playing games with it. We talked about how it's starting to pick up out there. When Ramon Laureano started to go after the ball, he was thinking it was going to be further in towards the gap, and the wind just kind of picked it up and took it on a left turn. Sosa comes to the plate, filling in for Bohm. First pitch on the way. They're going to check down the line. Looked like he went around. He did. It's 0-1. If you're watching it on Bally's in Atlanta, they just fixed the screen. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. We've talked about this all year, but the Bally's scoreboard operator that splashes onto your screen, when they're on the road, it's usually a disaster. It has been for about 3 years. 0-2 count. Never have gotten to the bottom of that if they just have interns running it or they just let the out-of-towners take control of it. The 0-2 Runner goes, throw down to second. Close play. Looks like Marsh has the stolen base on Murphy. Murphy is complaining about something. I don't know if he's saying obstruction. I don't see anything. I don't know what he's doing, what he's complaining about. Seen it 3 times now. I don't see where there was any kind of a interference. The 1-2 swung on and lifted high and deep, going back on the track, making the catch at the very back of the wall is Laureano. He fires it into third. Marsh will tag up, but there are 2 down. I understand the hustle by Marsh, but honestly, it was kind of a dopey move to go second to third on that one with 2 outs. Wind once again really starting to pick up. What I'm showing here in studios, they said it's gotten up to 20 to 25 mile an hour gusts at the top of the pole. Rojas stands in, the number 9 hitter. Lopez digs in, first pitch on the way, swung on, pops it up. High in the sky. Now Olson's going to have to fight that wind. He'll make the catch in foul territory, and that'll end the inning. So they get on, they steal on Murphy once again, but the Braves get out of it. We'll be back in a flash and grab those bats.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
I will just show you to your cubicle.
I bet it's a big one.
The temp agency said that you are fluent with QuickBooks Pro, correct?
Oh, right, yeah, we should cover that. You see, my resume might not actually be accurate, right? So I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't know what QuickBooks are.
You don't have any accounting experience?
No, come on. But you don't have to be an accountant to know that this girl is a 10. Yo, what up? You come here often?
To my job?
Ooh, she's gonna mouth on her also. Shut it.
Is this the new temp who's supposed to help me with the spreadsheets?
I want to talk about spreading the sheets. We can go back to my place and I will rock your...
You're fired!
That makes sense. So I just go out the same way I came in?
We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the job, baby. All throughout Braves country. Pump that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Can someone please tell me at what age do men start scream sneezing?
1868. Somehow or other, they don't play ball nowadays as they used to some 8 or 10 years ago. I don't mean to say that they don't play it as well, but I mean that they don't play with the same kind of feelings or for the same objects they used to. It appears to me that ball matches have come to be controlled by different parties and for different purposes than those that prevailed in 1858 or 1859.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way is a ball outside to Orlando Arcia. 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup, the 1-0. Swing, and that ball is blasted high and deep. Going back on the track. Arcia later. A solo shot. A hanger, a banger, and she's gone, baby. 408 happy feet. Little Labor Day souvenir for the crowd out there. He smoked that. It was a hanging slider. 40th RBI. 106 miles an hour off the bat. Orlando Arcia is 14th of the year, and the Braves lead at 1-0. First pitch on the way to Smurf. It's a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 misses high. 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Did he go around? They check down the line. First base umpire Adam Homari says he did. 1-2. Murphy's 7 home runs, a .216 average, 16 RBI. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Was not 1-2. Once again, the Valley scoreboard is all screwed up. The 2-2 swung on, foul back. We'll do it again. When you're doing these, you're relying on the screen operator to put the correct count on, but they are consistently wrong. I don't know who did the hiring there, but something tells me something's afoot. The 2-2 inside, ball 3, 3-2. And I keep I keep a screen off to the side that gives me the correct call. The problem is it's usually behind the 3-2 swing, and that ball's blasting high. That ball's going deep. That ball's on the track. It's going back. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a-ding-dong, a solo shot, back-to-back jacks, and that's a fact. Sean Murphy, a very Smurfy home run indeed. His 8th home run of the year, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 2-0 lead. Good to see you go. I know you got crazy hours. And the GOAT has gifted some memberships. First pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. The 1-1 count brings it. Pitch outside wide. And it's kind of funny. JT Realmuto is so good at framing pitches. Pitches that are definitely way off the plate. And by the time your eyes look at his glove, it's sitting in the strike zone. It's crazy. The 2-1. Swung on, popped up. High in the sky, fighting the wind is the outfielder, Nick Castellanos, coming all the way in from right field, making the catch. F9 in your scorecard. Somebody needs to sign the Philly fan who chucked the Smurf home run back into the playing field. It's first pitch up top. Did they call that a strike? Okay, 0-1. The 0-1 swung on, chopped foul, 0-2. That first pitch, man, I'll tell you what. I remember Paul Clemens not being very good. I don't remember him being this bad. He has had some bad calls tonight. We're just getting going. 2-0 your score, top of the third, the 0-2. In the dirt, good take by Merrifield. One away here. But the fan, I don't know if they showed it on our 3D scoreboard here on Braves Country Radio YouTube, but the fan chucked the ball from deep in the seats, and it got all the way into the infield. The 1-2 swung on, foul back. Do it again. He will probably be on some highlights later, MLB, whatever it is. What's their Sports Center version? Quick Pitch. It'll probably be on Quick Pitch tonight if you didn't see it live. The 1-2 swung on, chops it over to short. Turner's got it, Merrifield busting down the line. He's out by about a step, 2 away. But I noticed the fan immediately went on his phone and started scrolling, probably through Twitter or whatnot, wants to see if he's going to be on TV. He threw that thing. It bounced right at the beginning of, in between short and second. First pitch to Soler is up top, misses high. It's 1-0. Jorge Soler 0 for 1 on the day. Good to see you, Tyrell. The 1-0. Outer edge. 1-1. See Old World Billy here in the chat. Good to see you. Goat says Suarez was a blast to watch live in Kansas City. I hope he's a blast. I hope there's a lot of blasts that we get to watch tonight in Philadelphia. Braves lead it 2-0. Jorge Soler, the 1-2 count. 50th pitch of the night. Swing, slaps it back foul. Jorge Soler, 2 home runs lifetime versus Suarez. I believe it was 283, 278, somewhere in that neighborhood of his batting average against him. Wind is still whipping right to left. The 1-2 brings it. Swung on, chopped foul. Chase that curveball well out of the zone, down and away. We'll do it again. So a 1-2 count. Suarez kicks and fires. Slaps it back foul. We'll do it again. Braves 2, Philly nothing. Top of the 3rd inning. Braves out to an early lead once again. Can they hold it? Suarez comes set. Looks in. Brings it. Down and in. Evens up the count at 2-2. The 2-2. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll end the inning. Not for your Atlanta Braves, put 2 on the board. 2 solo shots. Back-to-back jacks by Arcia and the Smurf. We'll be back in a flash.
Well, I did it. I woke up today. So, I think that's enough activity.
Here are some facts about Ireland that you may not know. Fact number 1. 10 million pints of Guinness are produced in Dublin every single day. Most of them are drank the same day. And we have lots and lots of different accents from Northern Ireland all the way down to Kerry. Ireland has 2 official languages. The English language we're speaking now, which is most commonly used, but also we have Gaeilge, which is our Irish native tongue, and not enough people speak it. I wish I knew more.
Hello?
Hi, is Mark there?
Yeah?
It's me, Shannon. We met at Jack's party.
Yeah, how can I forget? Wow, how you doing? I haven't heard from you in,
9 months.
Armchair.
So Pete Rose, the leadoff batter for the Philadelphia Phillies, introduced to the crowd here today. And Pete Rose, a man who has been at bat more times than any player in the history of the major leagues.
That if he keeps breathing, he will break Ty Cobb's record.
And of course, the big question this year is whether or not he'll be able to play every ball game. He wants to. The manager says he wants to rest him. He's missed only 80 games in his 20-year career. And Seaver's first pitch, ball 1. Seaver with 264 wins, 156 losses. One of a few pitchers who has won over 100 games more than he has lost.
Armchair.
Devlin got a job as a policeman in 1880. Died of consumption just 3 years later. His early death, said a Louisville newspaper, was an instructive example of the fruits of crookedness. The National League had survived its first scandal.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Yeah, get that list pretty long. It's funny. I don't remember who it was, but someone, can't remember how long Goat's been on the channel. First pitch on the way, curveball outside wide. It's 1-0. The 1-0 comes set, kicks and fires. Misses outside, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. It all kind of runs together. It feels like one big season, one long season since 2021. The 2-0, right there at the knees. P at the knees to Schwarber, 2-1. Someone last football season was helping me delete. There was this NFL junk that was coming across. The 2-1, popped up high, can of corn fighting the wind. Making the catches, babyface Gio, one away. Gio Urshela missed the last 2 games. He had a minor groin. They didn't call it a strain. They just said that it was sore. They thought he'd be back sometime by the weekend. I didn't expect him tonight. I thought we'd get Luke Williams again. So you've been here since last year ago? I couldn't remember how far you went back. Because I can't remember if you were here before that. So an 0-1 to Turner. He's 0 for 1 on the day. 96 down below the knees. 1-1. Braves 2, Phillies nothing. The pitch on the way, swung on, swatted back foul. 1-2. The 1-2 brings it, swing, swipes it down the right field line. It's going to go foul once again. Standing on deck is Bryce Harper. Braves lead at 2-0. Okay, so I thought you were here at 2022. I couldn't remember. The 1-2 swung on, fouled straight back. We'll do it again. There was somebody that used to, that first year, and I believe the second year, and I cannot remember the guy's name. Remember, he changed his name a couple of times. But he lived in Ohio as the 1-2 pitch. Swung on. That ball's laced down the left field line. Plenty foul. And I remember he used to say that, I don't know what he did for a living, but he was blaring our play-by-play cast during the playoffs during 2021. I believe he did it in 2022 as well, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 away. But what I cannot remember is, because I remember he changed the name once or twice, and I can't remember, and I don't remember seeing those kind of comments this year, but I feel like he was here last year. So I don't know if his shift changed but it was always funny because I believe there was a bunch of people there in Cleveland that were pulling against us because of the 95 World Series. First pitch on the way to Harper is swung on. That ball's going to get sliced up against the wall. Should be a double. Laureano barehands it, fires it into second. Pretty good throw. Made that play a lot closer than normally would. Harper did a funny tumble when he went to slide. I'd like to see that again. Appears to be okay, but it was more like a roll as opposed to a slide. Take care of yourself, Mr. Spry. Oh, yeah, that's... he slid. I'm only laughing because he appears to be okay. He slid and his right foot tangled up underneath his left foot, and he went straight over. That throw was a little closer to the base. I think Laureano would have gotten him. Castellanos stands in. First pitch, 98 right there on the outer cut. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Brings it. Swing lifted towards right field. Drifting back. Making the catch is Jorge Soler. And that'll end the inning. So, another shutout inning for Raylo. We head to the top of the fourth, leading by 2.
So apparently, it's rude to tap someone on the forehead and say skip intro when they start talking to you.
My typical favorite shot, honestly, is just old Jack D, ice cold Jack D. But if I'm going to pick like more of like a shooter type of thing, it is the most dangerous one, and I no longer drink it. But man, a good Jaeger bomb.
I was about to say,
But
it's probably got some Jägermeister.
But I'm going to tell you right now, you do a Jaeger bomb nowadays, I'm probably going to end up in divorce court. So, 'cause I black out and not only just time travel, I travel. I wake up in other cities. So,
If I remember correctly, you used to like slap your face like Curly, and then you would just do this shuffle step, and then it was on after that.
Yes.
We went into plan M for McGee.
Yes.
All right, execute plan M. Tom, Todd, you get the flanks. If anybody's taller than McGee, get him out now.
Oh, yes.
At least that's how I remember it.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember it, and that's kind of the point.
Checkmate.
Armchair.
To further solidify their control, the owners added a reserve clause to the contracts of the 5 best men on every team. It required that each play only for his current employer and reserved his services for the following year. At first, few complained. To be reserved was to be sure of a job for the coming season. Those who did complain that the reserve clause smacked of slavery, fired, then blacklisted. For the first time in the history of the game, players would serve the interests of the owners. For the next 100 years, the professional game would be dominated by those who owned the field and supplied the ball.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Marcell Ozuna standing at the dish. Lefty-righty matchup. The Big Zoo. Swing! That ball's lifted into left field. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. A diving attempt for not was Brandon Marsh. And Ozuna with a leadoff double. Let's get it, Braves Country. Glad to see they're not hanging their head after last night. I just think this team's a little different than the last couple of years. I could be desperately wrong. But I feel like this team has gone through so many injuries and such attrition. If we can just find our way into the dance and punch our ticket, nobody's going to want to run into this team. Matt Olson stands in, first pitch. Swing, that ball's roasted into right field. That ball's down for a base hit. They go station to station. We know how Tui is. He's the anti-Ron Washington. Probably threw up that stop sign to Ozuna. I can imagine he probably threw up the stop sign while Suarez was on the way to deliver that pitch. He does not. And the thing is, Castellanos is not known for his defense. Like, man, you got to take a chance. First pitch on the way. 74 outside wide. It's 1-0. Once again, I bet you we don't see JT Realmuto enough to get a gauge on that. But I bet you he steals so many strikes for his pitchers. The 1-0. Chop foul. 1-1. Just amazing to me that the ball will be 2 or 3 inches off the plate, and he's just, I mean, you don't see the jerking motion that you see from some of these catchers where it's very obvious that they were framing the pitch. It ends up right there at the zone. Runners on the corners, nobody out. The 1-1 brings it outside wide, 2-1. Talked about it last night. Would love to run Ranger Suarez out of this game early. The 2-1 swing, chops it off his foot, rolls to the backstop, 2-2. The 2-2 swung on, chopped over towards third. That's going to score a run. Marcell Ozuna will come home to score. Going to be a 5-3 put out, but it was a slow developing play. And your Atlanta Braves lead it 3-0. Ozuna was leaving at the crack of the bat. The only play for Sosa was to go to first, and on the play, Olsen goes up to second. First pitch to Harris is chopped foul on his instep. It's 0-1. Braves 3, Philly nothing. Have a good one, Goat. The 0-1 swung on, chopped foul, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. If we don't get any more additions to the league, they're going to close the league up here in a second and finalize the list and let you know where everybody's drafting on Monday. The 0-2. Suarez steps off the bump for a second. Harris out of the box, now back in. The 0-2 pitch. Just outside wide, 1-2. So 1-2 count. Runner at second in Matt Olson. Lefty, lefty. Harris 1 for 19. Lifetime pitch. Swung on, hammered down the first base line, but foul. Suarez, by the way, at 65 pitches. The 1-2. Swing! That ball's lifted into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Matt Olson had to hold up. A bad throw by Captain Caveman from left field, Brandon Marsh. But a good play by Real Mucho to keep the runners in front of him. Runners on the corners, 1 out. What I'm seeing from Suarez, he's just getting too much at the plate. It's really been pretty much all night. The Braves missed a couple opportunities early with pitches that were hung over the plate, but first half of the season, one of the best starting pitchers in all of baseball by the numbers, but this back half, he has scuffled a little bit. Phillies are trying to get him right by October. First pitch to Arcia, who homered his last time up, is right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Whoa, way high outside. 76-mile-an-hour changeup that was really pitch-out range. Braves 3, Philly nothing. Game 2 of a 4-game set. Philadelphia won the first one. Come from behind victory 5-4 last night. The 1-1 brings it in the dirt, 2-1. Orlando Arcia batting .227 now with the 14 home runs and 40 RBI. He's gotten his OPS up to 644. Nowhere near what he was doing last year, but he's definitely hit much better in the last couple of months. The 2-1, swing and a miss. Curveball, 2-2. I think Orlando Arcia loves hitting the curveball. Now, that was a bender that he hit out of the park, but it is very hard for him to lay off that long looping curve. The 2-2, swing, pops it back foul. We'll do it again. The 2-2. Suarez looks in, lets her go. That pitch is in the dirt. So you got a full count now. Runners on the corners, just 1 out. So they may send the runner. but you're asking, I mean, you're asking a lot to make sure that the payoff pitch, did he go around? They check down the line, and looks like he's going to get the call. Ball 4? I guess so, so we'll take it. All right. Bases loaded, 1 out. RC had never looked up at the first base umpire and started taking off all of his equipment and whatnot. And there was a strange reaction by JT Realmuto and home plate umpire Paul Clemens. So I was waiting for the verification. You cannot go by what is on the Braves scoreboard screen at all. So I was not going to make that mistake. So bases loaded, 1 out. And that'll bring Sean Murphy, who he hit a home run his first time up. Man, would this team use a big win? Not just a big win in Philly, but they could just use a big win where they don't have to kill their bullpen. First 1-2, Murph swung on, chopped foul. Looked like a piece of the bat shattered, just a sliver off the top edge. He's going to go get a new bat. Murphy now batting .220 on the year, 8 home runs, just 17 RBI. Remember, he started this season off, missed the first 6 weeks, and has played sparingly as they try to get him back to form, but he has not been the offensive threat that Travis d'Arnaud has been so far this year. But last year, I mean, he was swinging the bat pretty well. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. The biggest thing with Murphy for me is if he can eliminate those ground balls over to third when the double play's in order. He has hit a ton of those. And there's no way they're not game planning that. The 1-1. Swing, that ball's hit hard down the third base side. I think his only play is going to be to first, so it's going to be a 5-4, 5-3 put out, and Matt Olson will come home to score, and the Braves once again have a 4-0 lead. Everybody moves up 90 feet. Murphy's out at first. 4-0, runners on second and third and 2 outs now. Good defensive play by Sosa, by the way. He had to lay out. First pitch on the way. Urshela is out there on the outer cut. It's 0-1. What someone told me, Phillies contributor told me this week about Sosa is the 0-1. Swung on, chops it over to short. Turner should have it. He does. 6-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. More on that when we come back, but your Atlanta Braves have put 2 more on the board. It's 4-0. We got to keep scoring here in Philly.
I think we should use the manual.
I don't need a manual. I need a pair of wire strippers, a hammer, and a beer.
Remember those sweet, warm New England summers? Remember sipping lemonade underneath a shady tree? Remember when you hit that pedestrian with your car at the crosswalk and then just drove away? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Maybe I'm the problem. Nah, that doesn't even sound right. Stay woke in these streets.
This girl is checking me out.
No, she's not.
Oh, she's definitely smiling.
Wow, she's cute.
Right.
And smiling at the guy who just walked in.
Maybe it's her brother.
They are the same height. That is a long hug.
Maybe their father died. I mean...
Why would they be smiling?
Because they inherited money.
Okay.
How lucky am I?
Oh.
Why would they kiss?
Maybe he's trying to make you jealous.
Well, it is working.
Okay.
Now they're leaving together. What's that?
She's sending mixed signals. I'll give you that.
I cannot be with people who play games like this.
Very childish.
Dad, guess which is it? Is it NBA or NFL? 36 have been accused of spousal abuse. 7 have been arrested for fraud. 19 have been accused of writing bad checks. 117 have directly or indirectly been bankrupted at least 2 businesses. 3 have done time for assault. 71 cannot get a credit card due to their bad credit. 14 have been arrested on drug-related charges. 8 have been arrested for shoplifting. 21 currently are defendants in lawsuits. And how many of you think NBA? How many of you think NFL? Well, the answer is neither. It's the 435 members of the United States Congress.
John McGraw would stay in baseball for more than 40 years and become one of the game's greatest managers. But he never stopped fighting, never stopped savaging umpires, and was always willing to do just about anything to win.
Braves Country HD. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Lopez to Stott is up high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Lopez kicks and fires right there. 2-0. Braves lead it 4-0 if you're just joining us. Back-to-back home runs by Arcia and Murphy in the third is the 2-0. Swing, that ball's lifted high. That ball's going deep. That ball's on the track. It's back. It's gone. So you get the ball up in this wind tonight. It looks like you're going to have some success. There was a hanging bender about middle in. And Bryson Stott doing Bryson Stott things. It's 4-1. He went down and got that one. It's really not indicative where they showed on the screen that it came to Stott. It was really on the inner cut above the knees below the belt, but it was such a slow lollipop he was able to time it up. First pitch to Real Muto is banged foul. It's on 1. Braves had a 4-0 lead last night. Could not hold it after leaving Charlie Morton in too long. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. The big thing, if you missed the game last night, Philadelphia had runners on first and second, nobody out in the sixth. Charlie Morton was at 101 pitches and a left-hander at the plate with pop, and they go out there and talk to him, and you think you're making the move to the pen. We had a left-hander warmed up in the pen, and they didn't do it. The 0-2 swung on, popped it up far down the right field line. Foul just past everybody. It'll fall smacks up against the tarps down there. 0-2. That was the big controversy last night in Braves country on social media, was the fact that he didn't go out and get him. Like, why did you warm up the left-hander? And it wasn't like he just started. I mean, he'd been out there for about 5-10 minutes. He was ready to roll. The 0-2. Swung on, chopped over to third. Gio's got it, fires it over to first. Real Muto hustling down the line. We'll get him. 5-3, put out one away. I'm sure there's a young one somewhere, but I don't know if there's a more athletic catcher in Major League Baseball. I don't know if I've ever seen a more athletic catcher in Major League Baseball than JT Realmuto. And he's starting to age, and he's not, he's not who he was 3 or 4 years ago, but he's still, he was flying down that line for a catcher. First pitch to Marsh is in the dirt for a ball. It's 1-0. The other thing that's amazing about him, he catches like every day. Like, he does not do the Travis Smurf thing where it's every other day, and I mean, he catches 5 times a week. The 1-0 right there at the knees, 1-1. And that's his entire career, even back when he was in Miami. Every once in a while, you'll see him come in as a DH or just take the night off, but it's just, I don't know how he's kept his legs in that good a shape. The 1-1 swung on, foul back, 1-2. So a 1-2 count, and then if you miss the post game, I mean, I didn't even record it because I was just it was nonsensical what he said after the game. Snickers, the 1-2 pitch is banged foul down the first base line, but essentially he blamed the wind for the home run. You're like, what? No, it wasn't the winners. Your pitcher was exhausted and he hung a lollipop up there. 1-2. Outside wide 2-2. But he stood by it. He said he wouldn't do anything different. I mean, I could respect it more if he said, hey, I tried something and didn't work. I probably should have done this. No, he stood right by it. The 2-2. Hit over towards first. Hard hopper. Good play by Olson. He's going to flip it over to Raylo covering the bag, 2 down. Olson has had some really good plays here recently. Remember earlier in the year, he had some just gaffes, but I'm telling you what, he's been picking it. I don't think we ever expected him to be Freddie Freeman, but he does some things that Freddie Freeman doesn't do, like leap in the sky and steal doubles down the line. But Freddie might be the best I ever saw at getting the ball out of the dirt on a force play. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss strike. Sosa, it's 0-1. One that's thrown to him. Olson's pretty good at it, but Freddie was just unreal. The 0-1. Swatted back foul. 0-2. That's why it really stands out to me when we try to compare him to Dansby, and Dansby has Dansby Swanson and Arcia. And Arcia, he doesn't have the range that Dansby has. But he doesn't have the throws in the dirt that Dansby always had. The 0-2. Fouled straight back. We'll do it again. Remember marveling at that when Arcia started playing every day last year. The 0-2. Did he go around, bend her away? Did he get? He's going to say he did not. First base umpire, Hamari, says no dice. So 1-2. Pitch on the way. Swing, lifts it into center field. Coming over, making the catches, Money Mike, and that'll end the inning. Phillies get one, but it's a 4-1 lead. We'll be back in a flash. Let's get some more, Braves country.
You come at the King, you best not miss.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by The Best Things in Life, which are still free with minimum purchase at participating dealers.
Nobody's got anything bad to say about Dustin Pedroia. Okay, if he didn't mention Dustin Pedroia, I wouldn't have said a word. But the fact that he mentioned Big Papi in the steroid era, when you want to bring that clown, that joke of a player up, they broke a great player. Ted Williams was one of the greatest players ever. And the fact that you would bring the fact up that he broke his record after he's pumping steroids in his behind, I don't want to hear about it. You could have picked 10 better Red Sox than Big Papi.
I like him. I'm a Red Sox fan.
Of course you like him. You like the Gators. You like Aerosmith. There's a lot of things you like that the rest of the world don't. I don't know much, but I know one thing. Billy Bills gets to show game ball today.
Armchair.
You're not sick tonight, are you? Good. Your tongue's going to be hanging out. Tell him to throw up on his own time.
You think about it. What is there in your life, besides your love of family maybe, that carries all the way through from almost your earliest recollections till the day you die, and you care about it in one way or another? There are very, very few things that make that list. We come to things at various times in our lives when we can comprehend them, when we have an interest in them. Interest in baseball, in my case, from the time I was 5. I can't imagine never having an interest in baseball. So it will be one of the few things in my life that I have cared about in one way or another all the way through.
Braves Country Radio, pull up a chair. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves going to see a new pitcher, Jose Ruiz, coming in. Bob Thompson getting very aggressive here, kicking his starter out. Just don't think he wanted to get him smacked around anymore. I mean, he just didn't have it tonight. So 5th inning we go, and Ruiz will take over. First pitch on the way. The right-hander fires a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Back into the crowd, it's 0-1. Would have been the third time through the lineup for Suarez, and Thompson had seen enough. The 0-1 brings it. Swatted back foul. 0-2. Ruiz will face Witt, Soler, and Zoo. The big Zoo. The 0-2. Another curveball on the outer edge. Slaps it foul. Braves lead it 4-1 if you're just joining us. 2 runs by the Braves in the third, 2 in the fourth. Philly got 1 in the fourth, and that's where we stand. The 0-2 down and in. 1-2. Ruiz, 6'1" right-hander. The 1-2 misses high. 2-2. Out of Venezuela, pitched the majority of his career with the White Sox. Traded at the deadline to Arizona last year. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 away. One down. Jorge Soler stands in. First pitch, inside, 98 miles an hour. Dropped and it rolls away. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Misses down, 2-0. A 2-0 count. Standing on deck is Ozuna. The pitch, down and away, 3-0. Trying to get him to chase below his knees, but Soler so far is not offered. The 3-0 to Jorge, way outside, wide, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. Marcell Ozuna will come to the plate. Marcell doubled and scored a run. Swing, that ball's hit high and deep. Don't think the wind will carry this. It's going to blow it back in to left field. Making the catch is March, 2 down. So close. Ozuna, I wouldn't say he slammed the bat, but he kind of dropped it like, are you kidding me? It was a hanging bender, and he got underneath it. If he's just a touch higher, that ball's gone. First pitch to Olsen. Good curveball on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Four-seamer into the crowd, 0-2. Same 2 teams back at it tomorrow night. We'll have it on the Cover Country YouTube channel, just the chat up. And then Sunday night, pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves right here. 7 o'clock first pitch on Sunday, the 0-2. Swing, that ball's lifted into center field, coming in, making the catch. I don't think he trapped it. That was a good catch by Rojas, and that'll end the inning. He had to lay out to make that one. Robbed. We'll be back in a flash. Braves 4, Phillies 1.
Guys, is your wife one of them women that can take a simple text and make you an evil person out of it? she texted me today, and she was like, hey, for our birthday week this summer, I rented a cabin up in the mountains. And I read that, and I was like, oh, that's awful sweet, her. I was busy, I was working, I just texted her back, and I said, okay, sounds good. Well, as soon as I stuck my phone down in my pants pocket, bing, it hit again. I look at it, and it says they got a pavilion up there. They play music out on Saturday night. We might want to go to that. So I just texted back, okay, sounds good. Pow, stick that phone back in the pocket. As soon as it hits the bottom of my pocket, bing, get it out, and I look at it, and it says you don't have to dress up. We can dress up if you want to. I'm going to leave that up to you. What do you think? Whatever you want to do, babe, be just fine with me. Sounds good. Bam, put my phone back in my pocket. About a minute goes by. It goes off. I get it out, look at it, and it says, well, if you don't want to go, you just tell me, and I'll cancel it.
The winning run of Ozzy Albies. He got a pretty good jump. Flew under the tag in Atlanta. A single could win this game. Austin Riley stands at the plate. Here's the swung on, and it is roped down the line. It's going to rattle around, and oh, baby boy, here comes Ozzy Albies. He's going to score. The Braves walk it off in fine fashion. Oh, my word, the first pitch, and it is absolutely scooping it down the line.
That's so interesting that it would come out 90 feet. That somebody sat down, Mr. Cartwright or whoever, and said, hey, it ought to be 90 feet. It just sounded like a logical number. The fact of the matter is, in retrospect, if it were 88 feet, the game would be very different. Think of the plays at first base. Think of the double plays that wouldn't be completed. If it were 94 feet, we'd be throwing people out all over the place. Batting averages would drop remarkably.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves lead this one 4-1. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Rojas, the number 9 hitter, leads us off. Raylo goes back to work, 65 pitches in. First one's 95 right down the track. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Braves are off on Monday, then they'll come home for 3 against Colorado and Toronto. 0-1, swing and a miss, it's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. So far, Atlanta's 3-1 on this road trip. The 0-2, down and away, 1-2. Mid-September, we're going to welcome in the Atlanta Braves will welcome in the LA Dodgers, the 1-2, down and away, 2-2. It's a 4-game series in Atlanta. It's usually a fun one when the Dodgers come a-calling. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the slider on the outer edge, 1 away. It's a wraparound series. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. All of them night games. All 7:20 except the Sunday night ESPN game. First pitch on the way to Schwarber is sawed off foul, broke his bat. Rolled down the third base line. Thankfully, it rolled foul because we have the shift on. And Gio Urshela, even if you were playing the shortstop position, you would say he's kind of playing him to pull. I mean, he would have had no chance of getting Schwarber. The 0-1. Curveball outside wide, 1-1. Looking at the schedule going forward, off Monday after this Philadelphia series is the 1-1 from Raylo. Swing and a miss, 97 up top, 1-2. 6 at home starting Tuesday, September 3rd. 3 versus Colorado and 3 versus Toronto. All of them night games except for that Sunday game. And then they got the makeup game against Cincinnati on September 9th. The 1-2. In the dirt, ball gets away. No one on, so no harm, no foul, 2-2. They'll have that Cincinnati game at home, and then Washington for 2, very strange 2-game series with the division rival, and then the Dodgers back home. The 2-2, caught looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. 2 away. He must have been sitting on something soft because he brought a pee at the knees, and Schwarber didn't even move the bat. I was saying it a couple of nights ago, I believe more and more today's game, because they've gotten so deep into the analytics and whatnot, if you throw a fastball on the outside part of the plate with 2 strikes on a batter, I think I've seen it too many times this year from both sides, our opponents and on us. I think you've got a pretty high success rate on that pitch. The 0-1, down and away, 1-1. Not talking about like a full count or even a 2-2. I'm talking about if you're 0-2, 1-2. It's just been built into their psyche that you're going to use the soft stuff, and they're sitting on it. The 1-1 slider in the dirt, 2-1. Trey Turner, 0-2 at the ground out and strikeout. You want to get him here because Bryce Harper looms on deck. The 2-1, Ray Lowe brings it. Swing, fouls it back. Goes into the rafters, 2-2. After that Cincinnati, and then the makeup game on the 9th, and then 2 quick games, 10th and 11th in Washington, we have a Thursday off, and then we're in 4-game series, wraparound series against the Dodgers, and then it's back to Cincinnati. The 2-2, 4-seam misses, full count. We'll go to Cincinnati for 2 games, 2 night games, and then the third game, the Thursday game, is an afternoon game. One of the few afternoon games we've had, day games we've had during the week this year. The payoff pitch, swing, lifted, into center field, coming over, drifting, only had to take a step or two. Michael Harris, MH2, makes it the end of the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We grab the sticks, heading to the 6th.
House cat flu is coming, people. The Center for Disease Disinformation predicts with some degree of probability that the house cat flu might spread in the following hypothetical outbreak pattern: mild thirst, occasional hunger, tiredness at night.
Are you pro or con against the bat flip? Just the overall celebration.
I'm right there in the middle. I'm not going to take either side. I'm more against it, I guess. But if a pitcher is going to be out there dancing and running his mouth, and you get a home run off him, I'm completely okay with a bat flip. Screw you, buddy.
Well, I, for one, want to get a Papelbon jersey because anyone that chokes out Bryce Harper, man, I am Team Papelbon.
Armchair.
I hear these fools on TV talking about defund the police and things like that. We need police reform and prison reform and things like that. So that notion they keep saying that, I'm like, wait a minute, we just gonna leave? Who are people supposed to call Ghostbusters when we have crime in our neighborhoods?
Hey, Braves Country. This is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
The local paper did a 50-year anniversary thing, and there was a reprint of a game that he'd played in 1892, and it said Watts. His name was Fred Watts, shortstop, and he had 2 hits. And I thought, my grandfather played baseball in 1892. So it's part of your existence. It's part of our heritage.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves lead this one 4-1. Can't stop there. Can't stop, won't stop. Here comes Max Lazar. 7 games this year. He has a 0.00 ERA. So a tough customer. First pitch on the way to Ramon Laureano. Damn. It's swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Say that 3 times fast. The 0-1 to Ramon. Swing. Fouls it into the bleachers. 0-2. An 0-2 count. Laureano 0 for 2 on the night. A strikeout, a ground out, an RBI. The 725 OPS at this point. Not too shabby. The 0-2 to Ramon. They set up outer edge. Down and away. 95 misses. 1-2. I think JT was looking for the ball up, trying to get him to chase up top. The 1-2. Bender way outside the zone. 2-2. So Ramon has evened up the count. Braves 4, Phillies 1. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Couldn't lay off that curveball. Went away. Ramon, no, okay, I was wondering about that. The camera faded away, and Ramon said something, and home plate umpire Paul Clemens agreed that he did get a piece of that. So we're back at it. Pitch on the way. Swing. That ball's lifted into right field. It'll be an out. Castellanos makes the catch. 1 away. 1 down. Did y'all catch the post-game interview of Castellanos after the game last night with the MLB sideline reporter? She was asking the game. I'm telling you, you have to go back and watch it. I'll see if I can find a clip of it. I just saw it this morning on social media. As the first pitch on the way is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. It was the way he was saying it. It's not what he says. The way he's saying it. He was shooting a shot. I think he was trying to get a date. The 0-1, right there at the knees. 0-2. The show that was covering it comes back, and they didn't make a big deal out of it. They just basically said, answer the questions, ball, ball, ball. But I don't think they caught what he was actually doing. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 down. It was on, I'm sure it came on Philadelphia TV last night, but I saw it on an MLB network clip this morning. And they were all basically saying you don't ask. As the first pitch on the way is a swing and a miss to Arcia. It's 0-1. She asked him what he thought of his performance, and he parroted it back to her as the 0-1, outside wide 1-1. And when they come back, the people who were in the studio said, you don't ask questions when you're being asked a question. That's not how you treat the media, da-da-da-da-da. The 1-1, outside wide, 2-1. But I'm telling you, he had this creepy vibe of, how did you like my performance, baby? There was that kind of thing, like, oh, goodness. The 2-1, swing. That ball's belted high. That ball belted deep. That ball's on the track. It's back. It's gone. Or see you later. 2-home run night. Philadelphia fan. This time it was a weenie arm one. Threw it back into the outfield of Citizens Bank Park, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 5-1 lead. It's a shame that these 3 home runs have all been solo shots. That can come back to bite you. See you later has hit his 14th and 15th home run of the year. First pitch on the way to Smurf. Is it his turn again? 94, below the knees, but called a strike. It's 0-1. They went back-to-back the first time through. Can they do it again? The 0-1. Outer edge. Good take by Smurf. 1-1. 1-1 count. Brings it. Whoa! Hey, high, misses. 2-1. So that's the first runs given up by young right-hander Lazar this year. Braves 5, Phillies 1. Top of the 6th. Woo! Inside. 3-1. So a 3-1 count with 2 outs. If Smurf can get aboard, we would clear the number 9 hitter if nothing else.
The 3-1 brings it. Down below the knees, ball 4. That's exactly what we'll do. Assuming Sean Murphy doesn't try to steal second. Clear the number 9 hitter, if nothing else, in the next inning. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Four-seam fastball came out of his shoes. It's 0-1. The 0-1 comes set. Kicks and fires. Swing, hit hard down the third base line. That's going to get through where the green grass grows. Gio Urshela rounding first, jogging to second. Sean Murphy is going to head all the way home, baby, and he makes it. Make it a 6-pack tonight. Your Atlanta Braves lead at 6-1. Holy cow. That ball by Gio was hit so hard it rocked the cameras on your screen. I don't know what the hell went on there. I looked away for a second. Ball died in the corner. I think Marsh was expecting that ball to come off a lot faster. And for once, we send Murph from first to third. He must have gotten a great jump. Just got under the throw. The ball got away, and we got runner at second now, 2 outs. First pitch on the way to Merrifield would Babyface standing at second. A base hit should score him, though. He was running gingerly. I think he's protecting that groin. The 1-0. Swung on, swatted foul down the line. 1-1. He's probably being told to take it easy, don't go nuts. So to score him, you would really have to do something. It'd have to be a long single or better. The 1-1. Swung on, chopped foul, 1-2. They want Urshela in there for his defense. That's why you don't think about putting Luke in. But I'd say later in the game, if needed, he gets on base, Luke's going to come in and run for him. Because he was – normally Gio's busting it down the line. He was just kind of jogging the 1-2. Swung on, chops it over to second. Should be an easy play. It is. Stott to Harper. That'll end the inning. But not before your Atlanta Braves put 2 more on the board. Deuces have been wild here tonight. The third time we've put them up, it's 6-1 Atlanta.
I gained and lost 60 pounds in 3 months.
Wow, that's almost impossible.
Well, first of all, through God, all things are possible, so jot that down.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
I know I'm going to get some hate for this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Why aren't modern-day mothers mothering like the mothers back in the day? Let's take Grandma's purse, for example. Grandma's purse was like a Swiss Army knife. It had all of your wants, needs, and desires for travel. Grandma had actual peppermints. She had Halls in her purse. She had water in her purse. She even had snacks in her bag. She also had her pop stick for when y'all acting up during service. Yeah, Grandma's purse was a place of refuge. Nowadays, y'all spend $10,000 on the purse and can't even fit a pack of gum in it.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of holding your dad's hand, walking through that dark tunnel, and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Country Baseball. Ronaldo Lopez goes back to work. The first pitch to Bryce Harper is a P at the knees on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Harper's going to go ahead and use his timeout now. He's like, this is some bull schwacky. Braves 6, Philly 1, bottom of the 6. Harper's pointing to something out in right field. I don't know if some debris fell. Usually it's a beach ball, something like that. So they took care of it, whatever it is. That's how you know that home plate umpire Paul Clemens is blind, because he didn't know what Harper was talking about. And Harper's pointing, and as it's happening, Solaire's taking care of whatever it was. And Harper's like, what do you do? Like, what game are you watching? The 1-1 outside wide, 2-1. Finished up that fastball on the outer edge with 2 consecutive benders on the outer edge. The 2-1 to Harper. Brings it. Swing and a miss. 2-2. You'd like to see Lopez get aggressive here. Make Philly hit their way out of it. You don't want to start walking guys and one swing equals 3. None of that nonsense. Just go after them. The 2-2. Swung on, lifted foul. Chased that one well out of the zone. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase that curveball. Went away. That harder curveball that dives off the edge to the left-handers. A couple of times tonight he has used that, and it's got a little more of a snap than a couple of the other curveballs he's thrown. That it's more of like a traditional slow curveball. That one's got a bend to it, a snap to it. It's hard for them to lay off. That's at least the second. I think it's the third time he has struck someone out on that particular pitch. So 1 down. We have generated the draft order for Monday night's draft. We're about to put it in the chat. First pitch on the way to Castellanos is swing and a miss. It's 0-1. You'll notice on the league page it was randomly generated by the computer. I have not seen it yet, but here it is, the 1-1. Down below the knees, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. And I don't know everybody's name, so you just have to figure out who you are. The 2-1 count, right there at the knees, 2-2. Braves 6, Phillies 1. Castellanos 0-for-1 on the night. The 2-2. Caught looking, strike 3. Man, oh man alive. Time for some pine, Mr. Castellanos, you creepy. I'm telling you, he went full Joe Namath on the sideline over there. Only thing that he was missing was that fur jacket when he came on to Susie Colbert. Bryson Stott comes to the dish. First pitch on the way, 97 up top for a strike. Looked a little high, but 0-1. The 0-1 swung on, chopped down the third base line. 0-2. Your Bally's, okay, they just fixed it. It's getting increasingly difficult when we do these road games to use the Braves feed because it's usually wildly wrong. The 0-2 count. Pitch on the way, swung on, sliced back foul 0-2. John, we did the announcement several times and no one else hit us up, so we didn't want to play around with it all weekend. So, yeah, it's just an 8-man league. That's the 6th one of the season we're doing with the station, so it'll be different. The 0-2 swung on, chopped it over to second, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down, much like John's fantasy football team. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I was in the pool! I was in the pool!
Bobby Bowden, you're the coach for me. Bobby Bowden, please stay in Tallahassee. Them Gator fans used to joke and clown when Florida State would come to town, but they stopped laughing thanks to Bobby B.
There are quite a few people here whose lives have somewhat changed overnight. They have blown up. They've got brand deals and money just being thrown at them left and right. And with that success, oftentimes they are accused of changing and selling out. And I want to be very clear about the type of person I am and will always be, because if and when that day comes, I want people to know that it has always been my goal to sell out, and you won't be able to talk to me, peasant. Anyway, still don't have a job. Armchair.
That is a Dave & Buster's Power Card. Yes. Now, does your Dave & Buster's card work at any other similar establishments, like, say, TGI Fridays? Mine does not. No, it doesn't. Believe me, I've tried it. Several locations. Okay, well, yeah, because if you recall, I've actually been with you on many of those occasions where you've tried. Right.
By the spring of 1861, there were 62 member clubs in the National Association of Baseball Players. Free blacks in northern cities had established their own teams. And Henry Chadwick was trying to start a baseball club in Richmond, Virginia, when the new season was suddenly interrupted.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves lead this one 6-1. We'll grab the bats and go right back at it. Jorge Soler is going to lead us off. So we head to the top of the 7th inning. Marte be the new pitcher. First pitch on the way. Hit deep in the hole to short. Backhanded by Turner. 6-3 put out. Good defensive play. One down. One down. First pitch on the way to the big Zeus. Swung on that ball's hit. Man, that was a rifle shot back up the middle. And it took a funny bump. It's going to be a one-out single by Ozuna. I can't tell if the pitcher, Marte, might have deflected it or if that was just a weird... Yeah, it did. It deflected off his shoulder. Maybe top of it. Man, he says he's okay. I thought it took a funny turn. It looked like... It was such a weird turn. It was almost like a whiffle. He just bent quickly the other way, and he's got the dark shirt on, so you couldn't tell. Once you see it from home plate, you realize it hit him in the arm, above the elbow. They're letting him throw off. He says he's fine. He's just, man, I'll put some dirt on it. Don't worry about it. You got to respect that. I didn't even see who has the number 1 pick, y'all. Is that John? Jared Kelenic stands in. First pitch on the way. Swung on. That ball's lifted high and deep. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Going around first, heading to second is Matt Olson. Here comes the throw to the plate, and the Big Bear will score a run. It's 7-1, hot Atlanta. Matt Olson, we're going to have to worry when he hits free agency in about 5 years. Philadelphia's going to back the truck up on this guy. if he hit in Phillies Park his entire career, Matt Olson, he'd be up there on everyone's Mount Rushmore. It's unreal how well he hits in this park. First pitch on the way to Laureano is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. John has the first pick. Okay, so he's the first loser. That's Goat has 7. Is that what you said? First pitch to Laureano, or the 0-1 pitch to Laureano's chopped foul. It's 0-2. I don't know what everybody has in tomorrow's draft. Have we done tomorrow's draft? It's a very good question. I feel like we did. If we haven't, we'll try to do it one of these breaks. The 0-2. Some of our leagues were pre-generating. Some of them were waiting until right before the draft does. The 0-2. That ball's in the dirt. That's going to go back to the backstop. Matt Olson takes a wide turn at third, but he'll stay there. It's 7-1 Atlanta. Now a fly ball would send him home. Keep piling on, Braves country. No lead is safe here in this building. First pitch on the way, down and away for a ball. It's 2-2. So a 2-2 count. The infield is in for Philadelphia. The 2-2 brings it in the dirt. That ball goes to the backstop. Here comes Olson. He's going to be out by a mile. He just kind of jogged home. Laureano tried to warn him. Laureano, when he got out of the way, put his hand up, and for whatever reason, Olson went anyways. Just as slow as Olson runs, I just think that was. I'd say Olson went on his own. I can't imagine that as conservative as Tui is, I can't imagine that he said go, go, go. I think that was instinct, and I think his view was blocked. The payoff pitch, swung on, grounded over towards short. Should be an easy play for Turner. He gets Laureano by about a half step. Good hustle by Ramon. That'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put another on the board. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. We out to the ball game. We out to the find me something of Cracker Jack. I don't care if I have to get back over root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, we stretch around at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root, root, root.
First pitch on the way. So we're getting set here for Braves Country. We're heading to the bottom of the 7th inning here. Ray Lowe, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, 1 run, 4-hit ball, and it's going to be Pierce Johnson with the 7-1 lead. So Yelton incoming. He's going to be like, don't put him in. Pierce Johnson comes in with a 3.47 ERA. Kind of would have liked to have seen Raylo go an extra inning, but I think they're being – oh, never mind. He's at 96. I thought he was at 86. First pitch on the way is a fastball, misses high. It's 1-0. So a heck of a start by Ronaldo Lopez. Tip of the cap to him, out-dueling Ranger Suarez in his own building. Remember, midway through the season, there was talk about Ranger Suarez being the leading candidate for the Cy Young in the National League. It wasn't until around the All-Star break that he kind of fell off. Just before the All-Star break, I guess it was. The 2-0 from Pierce. Real Muto 0 for 2. The pitch. Swing. Pops it back. 2-1. Braves need 9 defensive outs. To even up this series at 1 apiece. Tomorrow night it's Max Fried versus Zach Wheeler. We never hit him well. The 2-1. Swing. That ball's lifted into left field. That's gone. A hanging curveball. And Philly has cut it 7-2. Oh, I did do it. Okay. Thanks, John. I didn't have time to look at it at the break. I was wondering. I felt like I had, but I couldn't remember. So 7-2 the score. That was just a hanging curveball, and JT Realmuto did not miss. He has that high leg kick that he tries to time up. When you have a hanging breaking ball like that, he just unloads on it. Braves 7, Phillies 2, nobody out, bottom 7. First pitch on the way to Marsh is a cutter, misses high. It's 1-0. Pierce Johnson has really been scuffling recently. We really need him to get back on track. Not just to make the playoffs, but if we're going to make any kind of a run in October, we've got to get him going again. The 1-0. Curveball misses 2-0. He's just been unbelievably wild out there. And it wasn't the case for the first year that he's been here. It's got to be something in his delivery. Hopefully it's not something worse than that. Braves can't afford any more people added to the MASH unit. Murphy goes out there to talk to Pierce. Maybe calm him down a bit. The 2-0. Brings it. Right there, top of the zone curveball. Still a hanging curveball. It's not what you want, 2-1. His curveball, when it's doing well, it is hitting the bottom part of the zone, right side, left side, setting it up with the fastballs. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, 96, 2-2. Love to get him through this inning. If the Braves can tack on a few more runs, we could rest eyeglasses for the night. But if he's needed, he would be able to come in. The 2-2. Swing, chops it foul. We'll do it again. Tomorrow night is Max Fried versus Zach Wheeler. That'll be on the chat on Cover Country Radio, the YouTube channel. And then Sunday night, pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play right here on Braves Country Radio. 7 o'clock first pitch. Schwellenbach versus Nola. The 2-2, down and away, 3-2. I saw a poll, or I'm sorry, not a poll. It was a ranking that they were sharing on X today. Is the payoff pitch. Swing, fouls it back, 95 up top. And they were ranking the top 10 rookies in Major League Baseball for this year. Spencer Schwellenbach was not on the damn list. And it's funny because it was making its rounds. People were commenting. They were saying, how ridiculous it was. And then there were other people saying, what are you talking about? Look at his numbers. But it was sent out by Bleacher Report. The payoff pitch. Misses high, ball 4. So Pierce Johnson's over here playing with his food. He's got to face at least one more batter. I can't imagine Brian Snitker's going to play games again.
I mean, his curveball is unbelievably high. His curveball is usually dropping in the zone. Sosa, the batter, number 8 hitter, righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way, inside. Sosa tried to get hit by it, but he just missed him 1-0. Edwin Sosa. 13 pitches in for Pierce. The 1-0. 96 up top. Misses 2-0. So a 2-0 count. I mean, at this point, that's when Abreu needs to go out there and talk to him. Not after he puts 2 on. The 2-0 from Pierce. Swing, pops it up. Will it stay in play? Foul territory, first base side. Olsen says, "Get the hell out of the way, Murphy." 1 away. Olsen calls off Murphy. Good job by both of them communicating that. Sosa looking back, I think he's ticked off because he's like, man, that guy was wild as hell. I had a chance to do something with that. I popped it up. So the point of that about the Schwellenbach thing, so and this is my whole thing, whenever you pay attention to these things and these articles by Bleacher Report and whatnot, they're not written by actual journalists anymore. First pitch on the way is chopped foul, an attempted bunt by Rojas. It's 0-1. The 0-1. But these Bleacher Reports and all the other different ones, SI.com, like all of those have just been turned over to usually college-age kids that are just trying to work their way into an actual paying gig somewhere. Is the 0-1 foul, back 0-2. I guarantee you whoever wrote it, I didn't do a deep dive, but I guarantee whoever wrote it just looked at the pure statistics, probably the WAR, something like that, of the rookies, and then just wrote a quick article. The 0-2. Caught looking, strike 3. Good bender on the outer edge. Might have gotten a break there. We'll take it 2 away. But the point being, if you look at Schwellenbach's numbers for the entire year, you're going to be like, eh. But if you look at Schwellenbach's numbers, his last 8 starts, there was a side-by-side comparison the other day. He's actually pitching better than Paul Skeens. So that at least puts you in the conversation in the top 10. But once again, you got to take all these with a grain of salt. First pitch to Schwarber. They're going to turn around and flip it over to first real quick. I know this because I used to write for a couple of those rags, and I know who I worked with. And a lot of these guys, like during the meetings that we would have meetings about once a week. And we get in there, guys and gals talking about ideas, and they were just looking for clickbait stuff. First pitch to Schwarber is outside, up, high, and out. It's 1-0. It's one of the reasons why I lost interest in it, because I went there to try to write actual stories and whatnot, and that's just not the game that's played anymore. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. If you see SI.com nowadays, it's not what Sports Illustrated used to be. They have a bunch of clickbait writers. They don't even have realistically a home office anymore. The 1-1 brings it. Curveball down and in, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Runner on first, 2 outs, the pitch. Nowhere near the zone ball, 3-3-1. I mean, come on, go get him. His pitches have been all over the place. I know they're trying to squeeze out these innings. 3-1, swing and a miss, curveball, 3-2. Pierce Johnson right now is throwing 23 pitches. And by my estimation,
a good close to a dozen of them are curveballs that are up high in the zone. The payoff pitch, swung on, pops it up. Wind will push it out of play. We'll do it again. You hang one here to Schwarber, or you walk them, and you got problems. Trey Turner's on deck. Snickers over there sitting there, just got his hands in his armpits, just looking around. I'm like, come on, man. Wake up, buddy. Braves lead at 7-2. 1 on, 2 outs. Johnson, by the way, his 25th pitch of the inning. That's not nothing. The payoff. Brings it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. We just got out of that one. Philly 2, Braves 7. We head to the 8th inning, leading by 5.
One day you're going to wake up and roll over next to somebody that's completely obsessed with you. It's probably going to be a dog, but it is what it is.
I have a question for the boys. How much does an oil change cost? Because they told me that I need special oil because I drive a Volkswagen, so it's like $162. Is that normal? Can someone tell me? Because I'm just a girl.
How much does an oil change cost? I actually don't know, but I know who you can ask. You should ask the bear.
My therapist asked me how I've been handling everything, and I said, I've just been taking it one are you kidding me at a time. So.
Name, age, and where you from?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm Shelly. A lady never tells her age, but I will say I'm 39, but I don't look your typical 39, so I'm proud of that.
Shelly.
Yes.
You look 39. It's okay, though.
If Kamala Harris is running for president and can take claim for all of the accomplishments of the Biden administration over the last 4 years, but also can't fully be blamed for any missteps because she was vice president, does that in fact mean that she exists in the context of what came before, but is also unburdened by what has been?
Trout, the only strikes he's thrown have been to first base. 1 ball, no strikes. Still hasn't thrown a strike. 6 pitches in a row. Crowd a little uneasy. Again, ball 3. 7 straight pitches without a strike from a young man who is considered a great control artist. Look at that. Nowhere near. 8 straight pitches without a strike. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. Cheers. Who said he couldn't throw a strike?
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. I did. I'll tell you in 1 second. The 0-1 in the dirt to Michael Harris, the second. Misses for a ball. It's 1-1. The 1-1. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking up some numbers, but I guess during the break is the 1-1 to Harris. Marte, by the way, is back still out there. It's in the dirt, 2-1. I guess Jason was meaning to click on the one that has Beav saying "smack that like on." Instead, he accidentally clicked on something about Willis saying that Snicker's been picking his nose again. 2-1 misses outside 3-1. I guess he went up, walked away for a second, came back or whatever. He shot me a message and says, "Damn, I did it again." 3-1. Slider on the outer edge, 3-2. Talking about last night with the mishap with the Johns. So a payoff pitch. Brings it. Swing, chops it over towards shortstop area. It's actually going to be the third baseman, Sosa, who's playing on the shift. 6-3 put out. 5-3 put out, I should say. 1 away. Braves with a 5-run lead, needing 6 outs. Be interesting to see how they play this tonight. Do they go to Jimenez? Do they go to
Who do they go to? We haven't seen Lee in a hot minute. Feels like it would be a spot with Harper leading off. I'm sorry, it'll be Turner, Harper, and Castellanos. If anybody gets on, it'd be is the first pitch on the way to Arcia, swung on, grounded over to the left side. Easy 6-3 put out. Turner, the shortstop, to Harper, the first baseman, to away. It'll be Turner, Harper, and Castellanos. Anybody gets on Stott. So you could treat it one or two ways. You could either go with the lefty because you're worried about Harper, or you can go with the righty because you're going to face two righties. First pitch on the way. Whoa! High and inside Marte. Fastball up around Sean Murphy's dome. I don't know what that was about, but man, that almost looked like that was intentional. I can't imagine it was. I don't know of anything that would be bad beef there. Murphy's looking out at him. Usually doing that to get a read to see if there's something going on there. The 1-0. Another one inside, 2-0. And most folks at that point, Murphy is staring out at him, but most folks at that point would be saying something. I don't think Marte's a good-sized guy, but I don't think he wants any of Murphy. The 2-0, down and away, 3-0. Murphy seems like that quiet guy in the bar that's going to rearrange some furniture if you say the wrong thing. The 3-0. Pitch on the way. Down and away, ball 4. So maybe he's just being wild, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but it seems strange. One up near his head, the other one up near his rib cage. You would like to see Murphy or somebody say, "What's the deal, man? We got beef?" And looking at his reaction, you can read it, and then next inning, send one of our guys out there. First pitch on the way to Urshela is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. John, I won't repeat that since we're on radio tonight. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. So 1-1 count. Does look like it's Jimenez warming up in the Braves pen. The 1-1, swing and a miss, chase that slider, 1-2. Two outs, one on. Braves lead at 7-2. The pitch on the way, swing, hits it over to third. Should be an easy 5-4 it is. That'll end the inning. I wouldn't have mind seeing a Murphy take a wide turn and drill Stott into left field. We'll be back in a flash and try to be bigger, better people here on Braves Country.
What do you want Santa to bring you for Christmas?
Chicken nuggets.
No, toys. What kind of toys?
I don't want a toy.
What? You just want chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
Hey, does Tay Diggs follow you on Twitter?
No, but Kraft Singles does.
Tim Tebow. He circumcises kids in Vietnam or something.
Philippines, I believe.
Thank you. Sorry.
That seems like a hobby.
It feels like it should be illegal.
You're making this
I'm
up.
not making this up.
Dead ass, dude.
And they said he also assisted in a few dental operations over there. So, I mean, it's just the Wild West.
But it's like, out of all the things they need, they're like, Tim, should you give them money? He's like, no. What else? What about, like, food? He's like, keep going. I can't. They'll get that. Oh, these kids are circumcised. What did you say?
Poor Tebow.
Poor Filipino kid. Can we get a doctor in here?
Hey, can I tell you one thing? That's 3 holding penalties on one football team in a quarter and a half. That ain't funny.
I was today years old and I found out people don't like gingers. Are you?
Oh, hold on now, sister. That was a hard R. That R was pretty hard on that. We usually say with an A. And usually only my fellow Red can say it. So, a little suspect if you ask me.
Virginia, April 3rd, 1862. It is astonishing how indifferent a person can become to danger. The report of musketry is heard but a very little distance from us. Yet over there on the other side of the road is most of our company playing bat ball. And perhaps in less than half an hour, they may be called to play a ball game of a more serious nature. Frederick Fairfax, 5th Ohio Infantry.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Welcome back. Joe Jimenez, JJ coming onto the mound. Braves lead by 5. 7-1. Gave up the home run. And looks like we're going to go to the back of the bullpen and try to stop the bleeding here. Jimenez comes on. Turner, the batter. First pitch, 94 up top. It's 0-1. Mentioned this earlier in the week, or maybe it was late last week, that I've just noticed it seems like Jimenez does much better when you bring him in at the beginning of an inning. When he's come on and he's inherited runs and it's a mess, it seems like he tries to be too precise, and next thing you know, he's walking guys and blue pits turn into doubles. The 0-1 misses outside, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way, 95, misses way outside, wide, 2-1. Trey Turner 0 for 3 on the night. The 2-1 swung on and slapped back foul, 2-2. Next broadcast here will be Sunday night, 7 o'clock first pitch. Braves Phillies, ESPN game of the week. You can come over here and not listen to whatever they're talking about. The 2-2 swung on, chopped foul. If you're watching ESPN and you're thinking, man, I'm getting tired of hearing about Shohei Ohtani during a Braves-Phillies game, come on over to Braves Country. So a 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. Slice foul. We'll do it again. Cal says Philly should do what Washington did to win a World Series. I guess that's let Bryce Harper go in free agency. The 2-2. Chop back foul. We'll do it again. Yeah, I would think Sunday night on ESPN is going to be Harper, Ohtani, probably some LeBron talk for random reason. The 2-2. Did he go around? They checked down the line. He did not go. Full count. So a full count from Jimenez. Standing on deck is Harper. Pitch. Swing. Hammers it down the third base line, but foul. Harper on deck. Castellanos in the hole. Braves infield is back and to the left. The payoff pitch. Swung on, lifts it high. Not very deep. Camping underneath it is MH2 for out number 1 here in the 8th. One down and base is empty. Best time to face Harper. Have y'all seen the guy? What game was he? Was he in Cleveland? Have y'all seen the guy that had like the Bryce Harper type vibes, but he was wearing looked like a mink yellow coat, fur coat, out in the outfield? First pitch on the way to Harper, just swinging a miss strike. It's 0-1. It's just the strangest thing. He's in the middle of a Cleveland Guardians game. I guess over the weekend. It's been recent. So it's the middle of August, hotter than you know what, and he's got this, full-length mink, looks like, I don't know, yellowish, brown, yellowish orange coat. As the 0-1 is rifled foul 0-2. And he's just chilling out there with some sunglasses. I want to say he had like a chain too. He's just chilling, just standing. He don't even say he's just standing out in the outfield somewhere. The 0-2 swung on, foul back. He looks like he's in a disguise because everyone else is in shirt sleeves because it's hot out. If he's trying to hide from somebody, he lost that game. They found him. The 0-2, the internet found him. The 0-2 brings it way outside wide, 96 miles an hour, trying to get him to chase. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Joe brings the heat, and it's fouled off again. Braves 7, Phillies 2. It was almost like Bryce Harper and the Big Lebowski had a baby. The 1-2 swung on, fouled back. Do it again. And that baby was like being babysitted by, I don't know, Hulk Hogan? The 1-2. Did he go around? They checked down the third base line. He did not. 2-2. 2-2 count. One out, nobody on. The infield is back and to the right. Packed house here in Philadelphia. Way high inside, 96. 3-2. The payoff pitch to Harp. Jimenez brings it. Swing, fouls it back, 95. Really making Joe Jimenez work. He's faced two batters. He's got 2 strikes on Harper, and he's about to throw his 20th pitch. So if nothing else, a good job by Philly working the count. The payoff pitch. Swung on, hammered into center field, and that's down for a base hit. 1 out single. Harper works his way aboard here in the 8th. It was a 10-pitch at bat, which equaled the 10-pitch at bat by Turner. Need a double play ball here or something. Keep his pitch count down. He gets up too much higher, you're not going to be able to use him tomorrow, and you may have to rest him on Sunday too. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. It's on 1. The 0-1. He might get the night off tomorrow anyways with Zach Wheeler on the mound. He is pitched the Braves tough. The 0-1. Swung on, chopped foul, 0-2. So no 2 count. Max Fried for the Braves tomorrow night. He has not pitched well against the Phillies. We might see some of the usual suspects coming out of the bullpen tomorrow night during that game to eat innings. The 0-2, down and away, 1-2. Hopefully Max surprises and goes deep against Philly and gives us about 6 shutty. The 1-2. Jimenez brings it. Swing, lifts it high into right center field. Drifting over, making the catch is Laureano. 2 away. 2 down. Kelenic is in for Soler. He's in left. Laureano slides over to right as the Braves go with the defense like they did last night, which backfired. I don't hate it as much being up 7-2. They did it last night in the 7th, up 4-3. Just seemed extremely early.
First pitch to Stott is right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. Braves 7, Phillies 2. The 0-1 from Joji. Swing! Slices it back foul, 0-2. So Jimenez, one pitch away, one strike away from getting out of this inning. He's at 26. Thinking a pitch, if they can get out here, you could probably use him tomorrow night. The 0-2. Slapped into left field. That's down for a base hit. And now we got trouble. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Coming to the plate is the man who hit a solo home run his last time up, JT Realmuto. Be a perfect time to go out there and talk to Jimenez, give him some breathing, kind of reset mentally. And that's exactly what Abreu is going to do. He's going to go out there and give him a quick chat. While he does that, we'll hit the out-of-town scoreboard real quick. Abreu, Murphy, and Joe on the mound going over game plans, but also probably just trying to give him to clear his head. Out-of-town scoreboard looks like this. The Mets lead the White Sox 4-1. No shock there. They're in the fourth. That's why there's so much pressure on the Braves to play well this weekend in Philly. It's not to win the division. It's to not let the wild card slip away. Playing the White Sox for 3, you figure the Mets are going to win at least 2 of those. Other games of interest. Orioles lead the Rockies 1-0. That game is in the second, early going. Now there's a problem with the pitch comm, so we'll have another break. Well, they do that. Red Sox 7, Tigers 4. That game is in extra innings. Red Sox, I guess they're still at bat. Brewers all over the Reds 8-0 in the ninth. And the Brewers, I'll tell you what, they're going to be a problem. Whoever ends up facing them in the playoffs, and as of right now, we would be slated to go to Milwaukee for 3 in the first round. Cubs 7-3 over the Nationals. Cubs have been swinging the bats pretty hot. Padres 10-4 over the Rays. San Diego continues to win. Yankees lead the Cardinals 4-2. Back to the action. First pitch on the way. Slider, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Guardians 8, Pirates 7. They're in the 6th. A's 4-1 over the Rangers. Man, the champs have really fallen it off. The 0-1. Down and away. Did he go around? He did not. 1-1. Astros lead the Royals 1-0. They are in the 5th inning. Top of the 5th. Later on tonight, Dodgers are at the Diamondbacks. That's a good one. If you're up late tonight, Dodgers at Diamondbacks, that's the series you want to watch. Another pitch comm issue? Good night, Irene. Michigan State leads Florida Atlantic 16-3 in the third quarter. For college football fans that's the only one I can see from here. That's the only one you're getting. I kind of tune out of college football when we're doing these games, but I am a fan. So it looks like they got another pitch comm. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. At some point, you just got to, good Lord. Smurf's going to go back out there again. Did y'all see the Colorado win last night? I mean, he barely beat North Dakota State. North Dakota State threw a Hail Mary and caught the ball like the 2-yard line. Anyways, post game on what was called TNT sports coverage. I guess they're doing a few college football games this year. They were just absolutely praising the job that Deion's doing at Colorado and go, what sport are you watching? He's been god-awful. First pitch to
out of the break. I mean, hell, that was like a damn inning break. To refresh your memory, it's a 1-1 count. Is a strike at the knees on the outer cut. It's 1-2. Real Muto down to his last strike. Jimenez trying to get out of this mess. The 1-2. Swung on, chops it over to third, just foul. Man, if that's fair, that's a problem. Tomorrow, along with the Cover Country show, which is 8:30 to 10, tomorrow's show, because of the fantasy football, it will be able to be seen on Cover Country Radio on that channel. Now, we'll have it here on Braves Country as well, simulcasting, but you got to be a member to be on this one. But the draft will be on Cover Country. Also tomorrow is the 1-2. Swung on. That ball's laced over to third, and it's going to be a one-hopper. Gio's got it. Fires it over to first. Bit of a bad throw, but Olsen stays with it, and that'll end the inning. Whew! We head to the ninth inning, leading by 5.
All right, those first two were high and tight. So what do you think the next one's going to be? Either low and away or in my ear. He's not going to want to load the bases, so look for low and away. But watch out for in your ear.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Honest Ed's Used Cars, where every car we sell is backed by an ironclad guarantee, so complete and comprehensive that we really don't see any need to put it in writing. And remember Honest Ed's motto, if any used car dealer anywhere in the country says he can sell you the same car cheaper than we will, then he's even a bigger liar than I am. And remember, if you'd like to learn one of life's most valuable secrets, just send $20 to the announcer in care of this station.
Armchair.
For all you beginners out there, chip and putt. Everybody in golf that plays on a professional level can hit a driver. They can hit a 5-iron. They can hit a 6-iron. But it's 125, 150 yards in. That means a lot. Nobody ever talks about it. No guy that wins a golf tournament ever talks about, well, I hit that wedge from out of the rough from 122 yards and knocked it like this, got a gimme or whatever. But golf is all about 150 yards.
Sandberg hitting 327 now. The pitch. There it goes. Way back. It might be. It could be. It is. Holy cow. The game is tied. The game is tied.
Soldiers in both armies played ball whenever and wherever they could, just like boys, one of them remembered.
If there was any transforming incident in the history of baseball, as in the history of this country, it was the Civil War. Play in the 1840s and 50s was not for the middle class. It was not for the working class. It was reserved for so-called gentlemen. Play became democratic when it became portable. It became a people's game.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Joe Jimenez, it'll be dicey whether or not they can use him tomorrow. Threw 31 pitches in that inning. So if they use him tomorrow, they damn sure won't be able to use him Sunday. We do have the day off on Monday, so you build that into the equation. It may be a situation where he's only available Sunday and not tomorrow or vice versa. Merrifield takes a swing at the first pitch he sees from Banks and banks it off the ground in front of home plate. A high hopper. Banks flips it over to first. One away. One down. If the Braves don't get the 3 outs, it's all your fault, Willis. One down. And Kid Keltnick comes to the plate, batting .232, lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch to Keltnick. Right there on the outer edge, it's 0-1. Be interesting to see what they do in the offseason, the Braves, and Dylan Lee is warming up in the bullpen. So there's your answer. They're going to try to save Iglesias with the 5-run lead. So that's why you didn't see Lee before. He's going to try to end this one. The 0-1. Right there at the knees. 0-2. He is essentially your A.J. Minter nowadays. A.J. Minter done for the season with hip surgery. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Man. Keltnick looked outmatched there. 2 away. I'm curious to see in the offseason what they do with the roster, because we'll be following it all offseason, so
We'll be coming to you, Braves Country Today, all off season. But you got to realize next year, assuming everything goes well, you're going to have Acuna, Soler, Harris, and Kelnick all to try to find a home. But Ozuna still has his, as the first pitch to Ozuna's a strike, it's 0-1, the 0-1, inside, 1-1. Ozuna's contract is technically up this year, but we have a 1-year option that they're going to pick up. It's for 16. There's no way they don't pick that up, the 1-1. Swing and a miss 1-2. Getting ahead of ourselves because health plays a big part. If something happens, then it may fix it. But you don't know if they're going to try to hold on to Kelnick long-term and have him play off the bench, or if they're going to try to move him. The 1-2. Misses high. 2-2. When you consider that Soler is going to be making quite a bit of money over the next few years, the 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. Finish that thought when we come back. The Braves need 3 outs to tie up the series.
You're a cop, huh?
No, what I am, Sonny, is about 50 pounds heavier and one hell of a lot meaner, so you better straighten up your act. I don't think I like it.
Fatigue makes cowards of us all. You can't play fatigued. Therefore, it's up to you to be in prime physical condition. I can't put you in physical condition. I can start you. You've got to keep yourself in prime physical condition, because a fatigued player is a coward. He can't go 100%.
You've got the winning run on second base. You've got 3 very good outfielders ready to deploy their arms. A very good base runner in Dansby Swanson. One of the best closers to ever do it in the postseason on the hill. And Eddie Rosario, who is 3 for 4, he stands at the plate. And you can't pitch around him because Freddie Freeman, though he's been a little cold, stands on deck. So let's do it. Here's the first pitch from Jansen. He does that little shimmy on the mound, winds up, and the first pitch is swung on, and it is rifle neck up the middle. It's going to score. It's going to Dansby Swanson. It's going to come around. It came off the glove. The Braves win. The Braves win. The Braves win.
It is the American game. That's just what it is. And actually, it makes you, I'm 81, but I can feel like I'm 15 when I'm talking baseball. I'm watching baseball. This is it. It does this. It can do this to any man. It brings you back.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Smash that like. I just noticed we're 8 away from 200 likes. We head to the 9th inning, bottom of the 9th. Dylan Lee will come on with a 5-run lead. Tomorrow, busy day for Braves Country Radio Network. You've got the show at 8:30 right here on Braves Country and simulcasting on Cover Country. You've got, is the first pitch on the way to Lee is right there at the knees. From Lee is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. At noon on Cover Country, we're going to put the Georgia-Clemson game on. So you can follow along with the score and Rays Kane. The 0-1. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky. Making the catch is Arcia, 1 away. When that game ends, the plan is to turn it over, keep the same stream, but put the Florida-Miami game on. Just didn't put it all in the heading because it'd be too much to damn read and whatnot. But that's essentially what we're doing. And then at 7 o'clock tomorrow night on Braves Country Radio, on Cover Country, the same channel will play. We may or may not change the stream. It depends on what the timing is. Braves and Phillies will be on there. So a triple header on Cover Country Radio on YouTube, along with the show. Sometime between now and then, I'm going to sleep. A 1-0 count to Sosa, 1 down. Brings it. Whoa, way outside. 2-0. Sosa and then Rojas to the 8-9 here. You'd love to just end this, not have to see the top of the order. The 2-0. Swung on, hammered down the third base line, but foul. Do it again. 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Atlanta. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Philadelphia. Starting pitcher tonight for the Atlanta Braves. Raylo really had himself a night. The 2-1 swing and a miss. Just over the top, 2-2. Ronaldo Lopez came in and gave up 1 earned run, 4 hits, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. He did give up the 1 home run, but the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Thought he might have got a piece of it, but home plate umpire Paul Clemens says no dice, 2 away. Two down. Looks like we're going to get another pinch hitter. Stepping up to the plate, hitting for Rojas will be Wilson, Wes Wilson. First pitch on the way in the dirt, 1-0. Wes Wilson batting .353 on the year. He platoons, hasn't had a ton of at-bats, but we were pretty impressed by him in the series in Atlanta. 29-year-old journeyman seems to have put it together. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Really gives them depth off that bench. I'd say that's the main reason why. Other factors as well, but that's one of the main reasons why Whit Merrifield was expendable. The 1-1, down 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Lefty, righty, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that slider, 2-2. Phillies down to their last strike. Man, when Lee is really doing well, that slider, it's got such a knifing dip to it. You're almost hellbound and determined not to call any other pitch, but you can't let him just sit on it. The 2-2, they set up inside, brings it. Caught looking, strike 3. Paint at the kneecaps, and that'll end the game. That'll end the inning. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men. Beer for my horses. We got a tough one to call tonight. We're going to go ahead and do it. Your Atlanta Braves win this one 7-2. Going away, I don't see how you do not give the game ball to Orlando Arcia later. Orlando Arcia stepped up big tonight with 2 home runs, 1 in the 3rd inning and 1 in the 6th. Solo shots. You do have to respect the fact that Sean Murphy called a pretty good game, and he went yard as well. Other guys that contributed tonight, Olsen with an RBI, Laureano with an RBI. Murphy with 2 RBIs, Urshela with 1, and the Braves win it 7-2. 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors for your Atlanta Braves. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Philadelphia Phillies. The Atlanta Braves will climb back to 5 games out of first, and will face off on the Phillies tomorrow night. Once again, it's a triple header over there on the Cover Country channel. It all starts at noon with Georgia Clemson. Then we'll go to Florida, Miami, and then the Braves take first priority. So at 7:15, come hell or high water, the Braves game will be over there. Y'all have a great night, Braves Country.
That was a slip up. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30, the Cover Country kickoff show from Armchair Quarterbacks Radio and Fantasy Football Draft. We'll do our picks. All the guys are doing a 6-pack of picks. Our locks are back. It's football season. For y'all that know, it's football time in Tennessee. We'll be back at it tomorrow at 8:30.